Ndugu wazazi pamoja na wageni waalikwa, mbele yenu ni watoto watakao kuja kuwasilisha bunge. Kwa hiyo tunaomba mwasikilize.
Tunaomba utulivu tafadhali ili muweze kuelewa ni nini kinaendelea hapo mbele.
Welcome, dear parents, guests, teachers, and our fellow pupils. In front of you, we are pupils of Lumeke Primary School. We are here to demonstrate a parliamentary session discussing some bills related to different issues found in our societies. Our parliament is just the simulation of the real parliament of the United Republic of Tanzania. Dear parents, the parliament will begin by listening to the speech of our parliamentary secretary. Welcome, Honorable Safia, our parliamentary secretary.
Thank you so much. The parliamentary opening speech. Ms. Chairman, school leaders, members of the parliament, distinguished guests, teachers, ladies and gentlemen, it gives me greater pleasure to welcome you all to the first parliamentary meeting of Lumeke School. From today, members of the parliament will be making some discussions on various agendas so that can come up with solutions encountered by pupils at one hand. But on the other hand, the parliament will be citing any important issue in our country. This will help our school management team to employ different approaches in coming up with developmental strategies, and some leaders will get our thinking for the country progress. Your Excellency, the Prime Minister of Lumeke Government, Mrs. Ellen Chirongola, honorable members of the press, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to inform you the first newly work for the elected members of the parliament is to elect the speaker. Therefore, we will elect the speaker who will lead the whole proceedings of this parliament for this session. We have two candidates for this post. I'll mention them and we have to stand up wherever they are in this parliament so as you can see them and vote for them. Honorable Mr. Brian I. That is Mr. Brian. Honorable Ms. Dorcas Marco. That is Ms. Dorcas. Please, members, you only have to vote for one person.
It is now time where the members of parliament are voting for the speaker. We have two contestants. We have Honorable Dorcas Marco and Honorable Brian Ayo. The one who will win will the one who will be the speaker and the one who will chair our meeting. Ndugu wazazi, ni wakati wa kupiga kura bungeni ambapo tukimtafuta spika wa bunge. Mshindi mwenye kura nyingi ndo atakayekuwa spika wa bunge wa kuendesha bunge letu.
Dear members of the parliament, guests, teachers, members of the press, and our fellow people, our election is over and the results are as follows. Honorable Mr. Brian Ayo has got 4 votes. Honorable Ms. Dorcas Marco has got 8 votes. Therefore, the winner is Honorable Dorcas Marco. Dear members of the parliament, we are now heading to the section of allowing our speaker to enter our parliament to take her position.
Honorable Speaker.
Honorable members of the Parliament, Prime Minister, the Attorney General, and Mr. Chairman, may you please stand up for singing our national anthem? Therefore, without wasting time, let me welcome the elected speaker who will welcome you all to this assembly and will highlight to you all on how the proceedings of this parliament will continue. Honorable Speaker, welcome.
Thank you, Secretary. On behalf of Lumeke School Parliament and indeed on my own behalf, I must sincerely thank you, honorable members of the Parliament, for trust and confidence placed on me to serve the first session as a Speaker of Lumeke Parliament. I welcome you all to this first assembly of Lumeke School. Allow me to thank the school board, school government, and our beloved teachers who have started this assembly. We all know that this effort is aimed at giving us basic skills on how to conduct parliamentary meetings. We all agree that the strong and efficient parliament is important to our school as it is to our country. Remember, when the parliament is well used, it serves as an important role of providing people's rights, needs in securing peace and development. As I conclude, honorable members of the Parliament, may I once again welcome our Secretary who will lead us to the next stage. Welcome, Madam Secretary.
Thank you. I would like to read out the 4 bills of our discussion. First bill, the shortage of dictionaries in our classes. Second bill, securing the reliable source of electricity in our country. Third bill, source of drug abuse in our country. Fourth bill, pupils' behavior in school buses. The shortage of dictionaries in our classes, securing the reliable source of electricity in our country, source of drug abuse in our country, pupils' behavior in school buses. Therefore, mentioned areas for concern will be discussed after the elaboration from the member of the Parliament who brought the concern.
To start with, the shortage of dictionaries in our classes. Honorable Naima Abdul, the Member of Parliament from Tumbatu.
Speaker, today I want to share with you about the situation occurring in our classes. This is about dictionaries. In classes, we are sharing few dictionaries being owned by few pupils and those provided by the school management. This action wastes time. Therefore, a small portion of studies being covered. I am posing this as a problem so that our parliament can find out how to solve it.
Honorable Alfaxad Dennis, the Member of Parliament from Kagiado, your contribution, please.
Honorable Speaker, I want to contribute to this agenda as follows. As far as I remember, our teachers responsible for language subjects have been advising us to buy our own dictionaries. If all of us we could have followed this advice, there could be no shortage of dictionaries. Therefore, I don't understand why some of our colleagues don't want to buy their own dictionaries.
Honorable Monica Mwema, the Member of Parliament from Wananchi.
Honorable Speaker, to start with, I would like to explain a little bit the importance of using dictionaries in classes, be it in English or Kiswahili. It is a tool that helps a person to improve his language skills. The dictionary reveals the different form of words and that helps us deploy words properly. This means that you can understand the meaning, pronunciation, how it is used, and the origin of the word. As the previous speaker has said, all of the pupils from class 4 to 5 were told by our teachers to ask their parents to buy dictionaries. So, in order to solve this problem, we have to stop the behavior of sharing dictionaries.
Honorable Janice Danford, the Deputy Minister of Science and Technology.
Honorable Speaker, I have an answer to this problem. I am of the opinion that anybody after the vacation for class 4 and 5 in January who will come without a dictionary should be punished. Now, I am proposing the punishment. The first day of arrival, those who will not come with the dictionary should be caned 5 strokes. The second day, they will be caned 4 strokes. I hope our parents will be reminded to buy those dictionaries. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I hope our parents do not like to see their sons and daughters being caned. For that reason, I am expecting to see a lot of dictionaries after this vacation.
Second bill, securing the reliable sources of electricity in our country. Honorable Angelina Isaac, the Member of Parliament from Patandu, elaborations, please.
Honorable Speaker, today I want to share with the Parliament on the bills of securing the reliable source of electricity in our country. First, I want to remind you the sources of electricity in our country. This includes water, hydroelectric power, gas, and fuel. Honorable Speaker, Tanzania is blessed with many power sources including biomass, natural gases, coal, water, wind, geothermal, and uranium, of which much are not used. In fact, we are using mainly 3 sources which are still a problem for securing them. Take an example, if it happens there is drought, let's say 3 years consecutive. I am sure no one here will use electricity except the President. Therefore, I am asking the Parliament to consider other alternatives to solve this problem permanently. Thank you, Speaker.
Honorable Francis Marges is the Member of Parliament from Kigoto.
Honorable Speaker, I would like to explain a bit about the reliable source of electricity in our country. Our country has an abundance of coal lying there in island regions. I would like to remind you that coal is used very much by these developed countries. What is happening is that at present, they have reduced the use of coal, but still coal is complementing the renewable energy. It is very unfortunate that the developed countries are misleading developing countries not to use coal for the false claim to stop climatic changes. The developing countries have to question whether the legitimacy for countries like China, India, United States, and Japan continue using coal while they advocating developing countries to stop use of coal.
Honorable Fahad Faraj, your contribution, please.
Honorable Speaker, I am pleased to advise the House because I get the sense that our discussion is not intending to get the answer now, but to prepare a person who can have a board decision to use our coal hand in hand with other sources near the future. The decision should be like that one made to implement Manuel's thought of the hydroelectric power. Thank you, Speaker.
Honorable Monica Mwema, the Deputy Minister of Energy and Minerals.
Honorable Speaker, it gives me great pleasure to inform the Parliament about the different types of energy available in our country. First, the green energy, which is being advocated loudly by the developed countries. This energy comes from the natural sources of energy such as sun. Another type is the clean energy. This energy does not release pollutants into the air. Finally, there is a renewable energy. This comes from the sources of energy that are constantly being used, such as hydropower, wind power, or solar power. In respect to the level of our development, we have no ability to use the mentioned sources to get the maximum energy for our use. Therefore, I do support the use of coal, which is large in our country.
Third bill, the source of drug abuse in our country. Honorable Primitiva Pascal, the Member of Parliament from Kagi.
Honorable Speaker, I would like to inform this House the present situation in respect to the source of drug abuse. Tanzania is affected with drug abuse. This is the biggest problem to the national development. The World Free Report shows that drugs and alcohol are things that kill children's future. I want to mention few causes of drug abuse in our country. First, it is the availability of drugs in regions of our country. The availability of drugs is also attributed by the improvement transport infrastructures and provided. From this point of view, I would like to ask our cabinet to find out the means which can stop drug abuse in our country. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Norin Chad, the Member of Parliament from Fumbwe.
Honorable Speaker, I want to explain this House why the drugs are available in Tanzania. First, drugs are available in Tanzania due to the transportation of drugs across the country borders in nearby countries like Zambia, Malawi, Burundi, and Rwanda. Secondly, the cultivation of drugs in some regions such as Arusha, Tanga, and Mara. The government decided to destroy all plantations whenever discovered and give punishment to people who are caught in such activities, but still the problem is continuing. Therefore, I think the government should introduce life sentence in prison to all people involved in this problem. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Isabella Samuel, your contribution, please.
Honorable Speaker, I think the life sentence is not enough. Remember, retaining a person for his whole life means you have to feed him and to treat him when he or she is sick. I am of the opinion that all the victims in this program should be hanged to death. I am aware that such measures will be criticized by the so-called human rights. What is bothering me, Honorable Speaker, is the notion of rewarding a person who has committed crime the right to live while the victim is denied his right.
Honorable Rita Nicholas, your contribution, please.
Honorable Speaker, I like to remind all of us in this house about one of the 10 commandments of God, which says, "Thou shalt not kill." Now, if we start thinking of using punishment which is different to what we believe is not good.
Honorable Rita, don't mix things here. Your origin emotion cannot deter our ambition to solve this problem. It seems I've never seen anybody affected with drugs. If your relative could have been affected with drugs, you could have never have such kind of thinking. That's why such kind of wrongdoing is continuing in our societies.
Honorable Rita, are you even hearing yourself? Do you have brain? Our children are dying, then you think we are joking here. Please don't say that again.
What are you saying? As it is known that our nation has no religion. Therefore, do not try to mix religious issues in this matter.
This country is...
Order. Honorable members of the Parliament, as we know, the Amnesty International report shows that many countries have stopped using such harsh punishment. I hope as a country we have to own our own decisions in respect to our cultural values, but we have to move on decisions of many countries. In actual fact, Tanzania is being partly dependent on laws from outside which cannot afford to own our own decisions like India, which has a strong economy. Therefore, as a growing generation, we have to work very hard to ensure our economy withstand with any pressure from outside. Fourth bill, pupils' behavior in school buses. Honorable Michelle Elias, the Member of Parliament from Nyakagwe.
Honorable Speaker, first of all, traveling by bus is a good way for a child to get to school, especially when a child is young. As a parent, I have been wondering why these yellow buses have been passing nearby my house. I have noted some bad behaviors which I think should be addressed before causing some problems. I have noted that in the morning the bus rides from home to school with a bit calmer, while in the afternoon the story is different. You will see the pupils not sitting down while the bus is in the motion and pupils making a lot of noise inside. Therefore, this behavior I think should be addressed for improving safety of school bus transportation.
Honorable Fadida Juma, the Member of Parliament from Maine, your contribution, please.
Honorable Speaker, the people's behavior are not only affecting the overall bus environment but also the bus driver's concentration. This puts the bus into risk. Therefore, I want to suggest the measures that have to be taken to solve this problem. Pupils should remain seated, use inside voice, respect personal space, and follow driver's instructions. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Dear members of the Parliament, silence please. The contribution of Ms. Farida Juma is counted at the end of our today's sessions. May I take this chance to welcome the Prime Minister for the end of the Parliament speech. Welcome, Madam.
Honorable Speaker, it is a great honor for me to deliver a speech for adjourning of our first Parliament session. I would like to first congratulate all ministers and other members of the Parliament for securing this very first opportunity of being elected as members of Parliament. Congratulate yourself. I also congratulate you for your tireless efforts in participating well in the discussion of all presented bills. Distinguished guests, parents, ladies and gentlemen, the first session of Lumeke Parliament School is important for our efforts to learn very early on how to conduct the parliamentary sessions. This gives us an actual test of what is taking place in our parliament. It is therefore my belief that our discussion was fruitful and it has inspired our attitude to have a dream of becoming members of parliament in the future. Honorable Speaker, members of the parliament, parents and all other guests, I thank you for your attention and may God bless our school.
It is now the end of our parliamentary session. Thank you for listening to us.
Honorable Speaker!